We're live. All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is a brand new episode of Cross-Site Chatter with Average Joe Gaming and Duller TV. Okay, from your Average Joe Gaming side, I am Austin, and with Duller TV, we have the Prophet.
Woo! That's me. I'm a guy who thinks things sometimes on the internet.
You only think on the internet?
Because if I think in real life, it gets me in trouble. Like that's what I've learned. That is what I've learned. If I think in real life, it brings my world and the world to a screeching halt. Because I think too much.
You have the power. You are the prophet, after all. So
I wish I didn't. I wish I could be dumb. I wish.
Comes great responsibility.
Right. I don't want it. I don't want the response. I'm starting to think that I don't want it. I don't need the responsibility. Like it's. I wish I was dumb. I wish I was one of those people who could just kick back and turn his brain off forever.
That's pretty much getting into the topic of our show today. As you get older, you start realizing, you know what? I don't want that stuff anymore. No, just let me relax at home and not get back pain.
Every time I get out of the bed, it sounds like a tragedy. It's every time.
All right. For those watching, the show basically is just a big amalgamation of people that we talk to and get together across the internet, and people we like and enjoy, and maybe sometimes don't like and enjoy. Who cares? That's the point of the show, is to get different viewpoints. And just talk about different topics within gaming. Stuff that a lot of people are talking about, stuff that not a lot of people are talking about. If you go back in the history, we've talked about females in the gaming world. We've talked about all kinds of stuff. It's been a long time.
It has been.
And yeah, today, what's up?
I normally go off on a rant about depression at some point. Like so much so that there are several videos of me out there where people have taken the snippets from those videos and made me look like a crazy person. Like there was like somebody. I have a link. I've saved it and favorited it and stuff because the person they make me out to be like a person. Like I think I say a thing about how video games help me de-stress so I don't kill my kids. Ha 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 ha. But they make me seem like a crazy person. Like they paint this brush and say even his friends even try to get him out of it, and he doubles down on trying to kill his kids. I'm like, no, you should definitely watch the whole video because this snippet is out of context.
That is the power of the internet right there.
It is.
To be fair, we did do a whole episode on depression.
We did.
So watch that. It was a good episode. And I would like to think it maybe helped one person at least.
I would hope.
But yeah, going into that today, we're going to be, our topic for the day is, I call it episode Old Man Gaming.
Yeah.
All right. And, it's basically just, we're going to be talking about how getting older has changed our gaming habits, how, being part of a family, being a father has changed our gaming, the games we play, what we're looking for, what we're expecting out of games now, and just kind of explaining, how life has changed as you get older. Like you said, like we were talking about, besides the back pain.
Yes. But
I mean, we could talk about
a long period. I can't play games for a long period of time in the same position because of back pain. By the way, that's just throwing it out
there. We kind of get into that, we could just quick kind of catch up on what we have been doing, what we want to mention. It's because, like I said, it's been a long time. I don't know if you just want to talk about some of the stuff, some of the games you've been playing, some of the events, I guess, that have taken place that you want to talk about. What's been going on with you, Prophecy? The Prophet. Prophet.
Yeah. Video games. Like I've had lots of life changes. I've realized I'm taking time to learn about myself, who I am, what that means to me, what that means to my family, all that kind of stuff. I've realized, like, I've come to terms with like sexuality stuff and like religious stuff. Like I've not reinvented, but like looked at who I am and what I am and what that means to my family and my life, my lifestyle that I live, which is not really a lifestyle. It's kind of just moment to moment. It's just awful. It's all it is.
It's all over the place.
It is. Like I'll quick right now. I've had the revelation that I'm pansexual, and for anyone who doesn't know what pansexual means, it means I personally don't subscribe to the belief that there are two genders. I believe that it's on a spectrum. That there's at one end of it is what you would call a female, the other end of it's what you would call a male. Let me do that in the camera so people can see. And then there's a bunch of different things in between, kind of like a skin tone slider in an RPG. Like you're just kind of like, oh, this is where I fall. This is where I fall in.
That is a great analogy, actually. I think that's a really good kind of way to.
I realize that I can, regardless of gender or what or a gender or genderless person, what they identify as, I can be sexually attracted to them, and I'm fine. And I'm fine with that. Like I am a very specific subset of that. I am what's called homo-romantic, like doing the research on them, was homo-romantic pansexual. No, hetero-romantic. Hetero-romantic. Homo's the other thing. Meaning I could have sex and be sexually attracted to everyone on the gender spectrum, but I am very specific. Like when it comes to dating or romanticizing, I want people of the opposite sex. So like I could, this sounds weird, I could suck a guy's dick, but I would not marry said guy. Like he would be a one-night stand or something like that. But no kissing, because
that makes sense.
I think the premise of kissing is gross, and I realized it came to that. I watched somebody kiss, and it was like a man and a woman. I was like, oh, that looks awful. Like I had to stand because I work in a place where I couldn't move. I kind of just had to stand there and watch them, and I watched them just play tonsil hockey, and I was like, oh my god, that's disgusting. I couldn't look away.
Watch this.
Like I was in a position where I couldn't turn or do anything. I had to look in that direction because I was watching a separate thing. But I had to focus. Like you don't not focus on someone having sex with their mouth because that's what was going on.
It's a car accident thing.
There was tongue darting in and out. Like it looked awful. And I realized
the car accident. It's so bad, but you can't look away.
Absolutely. And then, I had come to grips with because I'm not a religious person in the sense of I don't believe in God. I'm an agnostic atheist, but I practice Taoism, which is the premise that the universe is and isn't, and it is where the yin yang originates from. So, like, if you look into finding out what that thing is actually about, that is where that comes from. And it is pretty much the everything has good and bad, light and dark, blah 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 blah. I could go into to have the weirdest thing about it is to try to define it.
Right.
It means you don't understand it because it has no definition, but it does have a definition because it means a different thing to different people. And it's this really weird thing that by me trying to explain it, I make it look like I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do know what I'm talking about because it's an inside thing. It's an inside me kind of thing.
I feel like you can kind of say it's like thinking in a small sense, it's like the world is everything and nothing at the same time.
Yes.
Sort of yes, like that.
There's a lot of that, and there's other things, but we don't have 4 hours for me to talk about all those other granular things. But and then and just realizing who I am and what I am and what that means to me and what that means to my family at large, because they're involved. They're on this crazy ride with me. They don't get to run away from it. Like they have to deal with it head on.
And I'm sure that's been rough, but that's like learning to accept who you are and figure that stuff out. Like that's a huge part of just being happy. Like,
so yes,
because otherwise you're stuck hiding and pretending, and like eventually, like you can't help but resent yourself when you're doing that. Yep.
So for years I've been like, I don't know who I am, and I've been resenting myself for not knowing or not wanting to come to the conclusion of that. Not wanting to think and explore those things because those things hurt, and those things, and like stuff like I'm married, and people think, oh, he's married to a woman, he must not like guys. One never asks. no one ever asked, because why would they? He's like, he's married, he's got 4 kids. Of course he likes women. I do like women also, but I fancy a man every now and again.
And like you were saying earlier, insinuating like it's not even as simple as that, really.
Right.
It's not
it's
even
not.
as simple.
It's not. Oh.
So
then like realizing that I've strayed away, that I'm an introvert, and then like I've always wondered why like hanging around like certain, like being at work or doing things that I have to do, because my job, I work in casinos, and like I always have, like, that is, you don't get to walk away from the job. It's always there, even while you're in the building. And like, man, why does it hurt sometimes that I'm at work? Like I feel like panicky and a bunch of weird things just from being around people for too long that I'm not comfortable with. So then finally, like realizing that introvert isn't just someone being shy; it's an actual, like, understanding what personalities actually are, your personality traits actually do to you, and how they affect who you are mentally, and blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. It's like really deep stuff that I've learned to appreciate more, because I understand what it means. I understand what it means. I'm understanding deeper what it means.
that's great, man. Like,
yeah,
that's good. Don't let. Yeah, regardless of what's going on, and when anybody says that's a good thing,
Yeah. The internet say take 2. The internet says weird things about a lot of the things that I subscribe to, and it just gets deeper. Like I've literally, like, everything, I've looked at everything that I am, who I am, because I have a list of isms and ists, what I am, the things that I subscribe to, the mental things, and all these other things. And I've just, everything that is the appropriate American culture, I'm 100% probably on the opposite spectrum of that. So I'm just like, I realized that I'm just counterculture at my core. That's all I got. That's the easiest way to explain all of them. So if it's like I'm past the socialist. I subscribe to being a communist. So like a bunch of weird things. But like communism is broken, so is capitalism. So all of the systems are broken. So like, what can you fucking do?
You ain't American.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely not. Oh.
Nah, man.
Well, I'm American by birth, but not by mentality.
Or you're more American than most people. Like, in it's the way this world is right now. It's a pain in the ass to be anything.
I'm afraid to travel out of the country right now. I'm afraid to travel out of the country because I don't want people to know that I'm from America. Like, no, I'm from Africa. That's what I'm telling everybody. I'm telling everybody that I'm from Africa.
I mean, I was just on Steve's show, the Catmax Hypecast, and yeah, he's from Canada, and I'm like, man, do you look down upon me right now? Because I would if I was
Canada so bad. I want to be from Canada so bad. Oh
man, we just I don't know. People down at the bottom like us, we just need to work from the ground level and change
anarchy.
Shit.
Let's burn everything and then start over.
I feel like that's what's needed, and in a way, like, I feel like it's kind of happening, but just on like a really, really small, bitchy scale, like a internet rant scale.
Yes.
But I feel like eventually, something is going to break, and it's going to be really fucked up for a while, but eventually it'll get better.
It'll either be the system that breaks or the will of the people, one way or the other.
Yeah, something's got to give.
One of them. I got my money on which one, but
stay positive. Positivity.
Yeah. But what have you been doing, sir? What have you been up
to? Well, last year I watched about 500 episodes of Naruto. I like how that was the first thing I wanted to get out the way. And I'm disappointed that I didn't finish all of Shippuden. Like, I got 200 more episodes left. That was a goal, man. That was a goal of last year. I was like, I'm gonna watch all of Naruto from beginning to end. And I didn't do it, man. I tried really hard. Naruto's pretty good. I like Naruto. I realized that I like it.
It's so much of it though. I want to like it, but it's just so much.
It is so much, and it is so much padding. Like it is totally in that Dragon Ball Z mainframe where like the main story's happening, and then they're like, okay, well now let's have like 6 episodes of just filler crap. Here's what happened 6 years ago, and you're like, I just want to know what the fuck is gonna happen right now.
Yep, that's what anime is. Welcome
Yeah.
to anime.
I mean, that's what some anime is. You get the lean and mean episode or series that are only 24 episodes or 50 episodes. And
not everything can be Yuri on Ice. Is all I'm saying.
That is true. Not everything. Other than that, I've been playing lots of video games, all over the spectrum like normal. I've been just kind of making my house kind of come together and trying to fix that up. You could probably hear people in the background.
Yeah, there's always people everywhere.
There's people, there's family, like just being loud all the time. There's no quietness when you're old. It's been fun, but it's totally been a like stressful. I don't want to sit here and complain because literally everybody knows what it's like when it happens to them, when you start a family, start paying mortgages, get bills. Oh shit, there's not furniture in the house. Okay, now we need to do for this. The car won't start. Okay, now we need to do this. And it's like, man, it's so hard to stay on top of everything.
Oh yeah. As a person who just bought 2 new cars because 2 cars crapped out within a 3-month span, I understand. I forgot how much I hate paying a car note until I had to pay a car note.
That's probably gonna happen to me pretty soon. It was like a week before our wedding. That happened. I got married a week before our wedding. The car wouldn't start. I got a new battery in it because I knew the battery was old, and I thought that was the problem. It wasn't the problem. Like right after the wedding, the car didn't start again. There was an electrical drain that was just draining the battery. So I had to get it like towed to a shop. They had to figure out what the fuck was wrong with it. I had a flat tire like a week after that.
Oh no.
It's just been rough. The brakes needed to be repaired like a month later because they were like it's been crazy.
That's not good. That sounds awful.
Yeah. I hate cars, man.
Cars
I would get a chauffeur if my riches came in. Other than that, I'd probably say the last month I've kind of been streaming a lot. That's kind of been the new thing for me.
I've noticed. I've seen you streaming a lot. I get the email notifications.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep up with that, and usually I got like a set schedule. I've been saying Tuesday through Friday at like 8 p.m. usually. Like I try to stick to that, and stream for at least like 2 hours, maybe 1 hour. And just try to have fun playing video games and talk to more people about it. Like in the end, that's kind of why I've been doing all of this stuff, is to just like have fun and talk to people that will enjoy the same passion that I have. And I feel like it's almost in my eyes like I'm turning my back, because I used to write a lot about video games and write reviews and stuff, and it's frustrating because nobody really reads that stuff. Nobody. It is true, like people read less and less and less, and when you get writing on sites and doing podcasts for so long, It's and you get like zero feedback. It's pretty debilitating. And like, man, like, can anybody say something to this? Like,
I think people are reading more. They're just not reading things. They're reading Facebook. They're reading Twitter. Like I guarantee I've read more words in the last year than I've probably ever read, but they weren't articles. They were, or actually I did read a lot of articles and stuff because I was reading trying to better myself, but that was a separate thing. Right. But outside of those, like reading Facebook, Twitter, and with the Whisper app and a bunch of weird things that aren't. Oh, I'm addicted to Whisper. Like, I
haven't used it at all.
It is an anonymous posting app. Yeah. Like people will post weird and awful things, and you can, like, if you I do it local, like you can look locally, say, hey, this is specific locally. And I'm in the South where I didn't know incest was as big of a thing as it is. Like the rumors or what happens in Alabama and Oklahoma and in Kentucky. Like, oh, ha ha ha, these are funny jokes. They are all based somewhere. Because I read one of the Whisper things. It was, I quote, if I remember right, but I want to quote specifically. It was the girl said, "My uncle didn't pull out, and now he wants me to keep the baby."
Oh my God!
That's it. And I was like, "Oh, I read this, and this was less than a mile from me because it tells you like how far." I was like, "Oh," and like I said, my response was, I want to get this straight. Like I wanted to make sure that said your uncle didn't pull out of you. Like I wanted to make, and it was like, they're like, yep. I was like, all right. I messaged them because you can also then message people from the things, just still be anonymous. I was like, yo, I have to know what's going on here. Like I'm now intrigued because this sounds batshit crazy. Like I don't know if this is fake or if I'm being punked or whatever, but I was like, oh, I have to now know. They never got back with me. But I was like, oh, I need to have this conversation with someone because someone needs to explain what the fuck is going on to me.
What is happening? Who do I live around?
Right. I'm like, oh, right. I'm like, oh, like, yeah, like I needed to know what is happening. Like, oh, because again, I don't judge. I don't have, they're not being judgmental on it, but it's a thing that I don't understand that I would like to understand. I guess by all rights, love is love, but I need to understand. This is the thing that I didn't understand, and I really needed to understand because
love is love.
I couldn't wrap my brain around that thing.
I don't know either, man. I have no answers.
And it was more of the shocking thing of they put it up. I was like, oh, I have to know more now. I'm very intrigued. Even if I don't agree or whatever, I am now intrigued enough to want to know.
It's scary what people will put on the internet when they can be anonymous.
Yes. So yes, and that's where that was. That's what I was like, oh, no one knows who this is. I need to know the story behind this. Like I need to know, I need to know, is it love? Is it genuine love, or is it just them messing around and it's convenient? Like I need to know. Like as the person that I am, I need to know the inner working details, even if they're gross and gruesome and graphic. I need to know them to put a pin in it to understand. Say, okay, that's what this is. All right.
I feel like the thing that sucks the most about being anonymous is that from the outside looking in, like it can either go completely one way or completely the other. Like people could like the most opposite thing that they're possibly thinking, like be a completely different person, or they can be exactly who they truly are and like, you know, hide their real self. And it's like there's no way to really discern that through
there's no accountability. There's no way to be accountable for either side of it. Yeah, whether it's the truth or a lie.
If you're talking to me face to face, like we can kind of discern certain things through our conversation.
Cues. You can understand a person.
But you know, a tweet or a whisper is just completely, you got nothing.
But it's wonderful. I love it. I love it. I'm addicted. Like I'm addicted in a way that I used to be addicted to, like Yahoo Answers.
Okay.
People ask the worst kind of things in Yahoo Answers. Again, anonymous. And I was like, oh, this is the new version of that, because people will ask questions or just say a thing. like I read a thing. It was someone said, I'm a woman, but I don't agree with I don't. I don't agree with I don't think men should pay child support. Like I was like, and then left it there. I was like, no, you can't leave it there. I need to know why. I have to understand this.
Explain.
Like yeah, like, even like, regardless of which side I fall on with agreeing or disagreeing, I just need to know. I now have to know. Like you've posed a question. I now need a thesis. I need your thesis. I need you to give me this story and sell me why you don't want this thing.
Yeah, where are you coming from? That's good. Like that is good that you at least want to know where it comes from. You know, not enough people do that.
Yeah.
You gotta know your enemy before you can fight them.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
You were doing things. You were streaming more. You were talking to people.
Yeah. Yeah, and just in the end, like, you know, maybe they won, you know, and I've just secluded myself to streaming on Twitch, but there's constant like feedback right there, you know, like every time
you have the instance where people can communicate. That's what we all want,
and that's, you know, good or bad. Like it's feedback, you know, it's a quick conversation of somebody popping in and being like, oh man, this game looks better than I thought, or what do you think about it? You know, that's all I've ever wanted. You know, is and then if that relationship grows into something that, you know, he becomes a closer friend, she becomes a closer friend, and we can discuss further topics, that's awesome. But yeah, so that's why I've been streaming more, and so far it's been pretty fun. Yeah, I look forward to streaming right now, you know, on those days, and then I look forward to my off days too. So that's me. Should we get into the topic now?
Absolutely. I want to talk about being old. Right. So I feel old.
Yeah, we're gonna feel so old right now, and we're not even that old. We should
I feel old all the time though. Like I'll go to Best Buy and they're playing a song. I'm like, oh man, I like the song, and I'll Shazam it to see what year it came out. I'm like, oh man, this song came out when I was in high school or about to be in high school, and that was 20 years ago. And I'm like, shit, I'm kind of old. Because I graduated high school 15 years ago. So like songs that happened when I was about to be in high school are 20 years old.
Time, man. Time's weird.
Oh, it is.
It's
like the feeling of being left by, like feeling like you've been left behind, and like the world has left you behind is an awful feeling.
Yeah. Like where did all this go? How many days did I just waste?
I've done the math on that before. You don't want never do that math.
Okay,
never do that math.
I won't do the math.
I've looked at like my Steam hour count and like the every year, or you can look on PlayStation's thing and say, oh, you've earned this many trophies, or and it equates, you did play this for this many hours, it equates to this. Like it's a bad thing because say, oh, it equates to this. Then I looked at this and said, oh well, with that time I could have gotten a degree, or I could have done a better thing, and then you feel awful.
And nope, we haven't. We've done good things. Damn it. I will not accept anything less.
I'm an existentialist, so I believe that the only value in life is what we put on it, and I put the value on video games and being an all right dad. So there we go. And a bad husband who's trying to be better. You know, I put that's what my value is.
That's not bad. That's not bad. It could be worse. So yeah, we're gonna talk about being old. And being old gamers, basically. And if you're older than us and want to complain and bitch about how we don't know anything about being old, feel free to jump in the chat.
Join the chat and tell us things.
and tell us how young we are, because it'll make us feel good.
Or you can tweet at me at Dullard TV on Twitter.
You can tweet at me at ASOPBeef, AESOP B3EF. It's right here. Don't you see it? No? Fuck. Yeah, so we'll kind of just get right into it. The biggest thing is like, yeah, you get old and you change, but let's talk about being gamers specifically. Like, what do you feel like has changed? What do you think about 20 years ago when you were playing video games? What's kind of the biggest difference or disconnect you think that has happened as you've grown older?
I personally feel like I've noticed that when play games is different. It has reverted more back to how I was when I was like a kid. Because now I play there was a point when I grew up a gamer. I grew up when I am born in '85. I was born the year that the Nintendo Entertainment System became a thing. I've been playing video games my entire life. Like I don't have a memory that is older than video games being available, whether that be an Apple II or like video games. I've always had the memory of video games being available, whether or not they were mine or not. But I remember them always being available. And I played games there was a lot of games just to have fun, playing them just because they were there and they were fun. And sometimes they were punishing, but not really, because I was bad at those kind of games. And I had to ask an older person, hey, there's my older cousin, or this is this person, to help me do them because games were hard. But I played them just to have fun. Then at some point I aged into, oh man, well they need to tell me a story. I need to be engaged. And now I've the thing that is different than I'm playing games just to have fun. Like I've doubled down into, like, I still want some stories and I want to be entertained that way. But if I spent $60 on a program on the computer that is called Save Wizard for PS4 Max. This allows me to edit saves for the PS4. So I can go in and say, oh, I want unlimited ammo, or I want this, or just give me all of these dumb things at the very beginning of the game so I can go in and enjoy playing the game. It is literally just Game Shark by another name.
That's cool. Like, do you feel like there was a point in time, because this is how I feel, and I kind of am more in the same boat as you right now, but like, was there a point in time, like maybe early adulthood, where you felt like you owed something to games? You're like, okay, I really should be playing this game because this came out, and I like the previous ones or something, or like, oh, like I spent this money, so I should totally get the platinum. It wasn't necessarily what you wanted to do.
It wasn't about fun. It was just me. So I should do this thing because of pure obligation. I own over 90% of every Vita game that came out. I bought I was every week. Oh, let me go into the play. I know that the PlayStation Store update, the time it updates on Tuesday, exactly when they started rolling out stuff, because I'm running back in a fever dream to check. I was like to check to see what's updated so I can buy everything, because it was like, oh, I was out of sheer obligation because no one was playing games on the Vita. I said, man, if I want more games on this thing, I have to prove that someone's buying games. So I was buying everything. I was buying stuff I didn't want.
He's not lying. He's not lying, people. He bought everything.
I currently have, like, literally, I have 7 64 gig memory cards.
God
and
damn.
that is not enough. That's not enough. But I have three Vitas. I have 3 of the PlayStation TVs, which are just Vitas, but I also caught a bunch of them on sale. I put up like $20 at one point. So like, I'm just give me all of you got. But I was single-handedly trying to, like, I sent Austin and Will and Brian memory cards that they never got. And so that's a bunch of 32 gig memory cards. They're like I've been pumping money into that. I've easily spent more than $10,000 since 2012 on the Vita. I've now slowed down immensely because they're not putting out games like they once were. But also, the Nintendo Switch is my new Vita. Yeah, it's the thing that I want. It's the thing that I've always wanted the Vita to be. So, I can play this game and then I can play it on my TV. It's the thing that I want. So I've just kind of switched.
I do want to put it on record. Me, Brian, and Will also played Vita a lot. So, you weren't the only one. It might have been just the 4 of us, but
I feel like it was maybe just the 4 of us. Maybe we really wanted that thing to succeed. And like, I'm kind of like, and I was like buying everything. I was like, oh, I buy Japanese games for that. Like, I was like, oh, well, I have a Japanese account, an American account. I bought a second Vita, brand new Vita, to put a Japanese account on. It was to buy point cards to buy games. Like, I spent way too much time and way too much effort and felt obligated specifically for the Vita, because I'm like, man, I want this thing to be a success. I want them to do right by it, and I want them to keep making games that I want to make on it. So if I buy everything, like even if I have it, like I was buying Vita games on the Vita that I had on the PS4, that I had on the PS3, that I had in Steam. Like I already have this game and can play it, but I need it on the Vita so they can make more of those games. Like I bought the game, it just came out this week called Iconoclast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, at some point they'll put it on the Switch, but it's on the Vita, and I want to play it now. It's not like I definitely want to play it now because I'm like, it looks really cool. I was like, oh man, it's on the Vita. I didn't buy it as soon as it popped up in the store because I couldn't confirm if it was crossplay or not. I'm not going to play it on the Vita. I know that I'm not going to play it on the Vita, but I was like, oh man, if it's not cross buy, I'm not buying it. Like that was, I'm still holed up because I care so much about the Vita's like a child to me. I care about it. And I wanted to succeed even when it has already failed. That's what
called it your favorite video game system of all time.
I still stick to that because it has the games. It has the games that I want to play. Bar none, full stop. It is still my favorite video game system. Now, if the Switch can edge that out because it does the things that the Vita does better and gets almost as many as those games as it could, then it can. But it is currently still hands down my favorite video game system. Full stop. I still stick by I feel the way about the Vita that a lot of people feel about the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Like that's how I feel. And I know I'm fighting a losing war. I know that most people don't like it, don't care about it, don't care for it. But like for me, I'm like, oh, like even like I am a part of I got 3 of the Vitas, and one of them is strictly for illicit, illegal behavior, but I then still buy the games. Like I'm still paying money to buy. Like, oh, I can have all. Like the thing is busted wide open. Like you could do anything to it. It is absolutely wide open. I still pay money for those games. Like I still buy the games. Like an idiot. Like I say, but also I want them. I want to support this dying thing that I want. And I feel like it's sheer obligation. Like I don't have to. I just want to because I doubled down and said this is the thing I like. I should support
it. Has that been changing though? Like it seemed like that's what we were getting at, or what you were getting at. Like it's not as you don't have that obligation as much anymore, or you still. I had the
epiphany as I've slowed down on attempting to stream and do things video game focused on the internet. I realized that hey, you don't have to buy every game the day it comes out.
Yeah,
like
I've kind of realized.
Like I've slowed down on like the purchasing. I'm trying to wait for sales now. I'm like, there's games that I really want to play this, but I'm going to wait because I don't have to own it the day that it comes out. I don't have to buy it across 3 platforms the day that it releases to test them all out to see which is the better version. Like I don't have the funds to do that. That is not how you should. No one should ever live their life like that unless they're running a business that calls for that kind of stuff. And even then, you should maybe think about it and see if you can get them to send you codes for it. Like you shouldn't. Like I was doing stuff on the internet. I was playing games. I was buying all these games. So I had these conversations about video games, and I was funding it completely. Like there was no. I didn't get a free. I got a free code one time. And it was for a bad Steam game that I won't say the name of because the developers were nice enough to send me a code for it. But it was a bad game. But I was like I've bought Shovel Knight on every platform that it is available for. I own it on the Switch now. I bought it on every platform that it is available for. That's like the first game that I've done. Like I keep buying it. Like I bought it on the Switch and I played it like one time. I was like, oh yep, this is Shovel Knight. But because
can I play it again? Can I get it again? I mean that is one thing. Like too, when you get a real job, basically, like you can start putting your eggs in baskets and figuring out what you want to support and what you don't want to support.
Right.
But yeah, like for a while. When again the responsibilities are less and less and less, it's like it's very easy to get caught up in that mentality. If you are a gamer like me and you have been, it's very easy to just be like, okay, I need to get everything so I can have an opinion on everything, so I can just tweet to the 500 people that probably aren't listening about what's going on. And then we've kind of reached both this point where it's like, okay, we don't need it day one. We don't need to spend this money. We don't even have this money to be spending. We got to slow down and kind of, just plan stuff out accordingly. And with that, it's almost again, it goes back to the fun thing. Like it's more enjoyable because we're not rushing for every single Tuesday to get 3 new games and
absolutely
see what's up with them. Like we just enjoy the game and play, and
like this year I sank. There were 3 games that I sank more than 200 hours a piece into. Like I played Persona 5 and platinumed it for close to 300 hours.
You're insane.
I played like without stopping. I played the first playthrough. As soon as the credits rolled, I said New Game Plus. Like
the game took me a year to beat, and after that I was like, again.
This was less than 3 months. Like every week.
That's why I'm saying you're
insane.
Every
waking moment, I was like, that as soon as my New Game Plus I then went on the internet and said, all right, how do I get everything? What's the path I need to take to get everything, to get every relationship to its max stats and do this and do that? And I did it. So I 3 playthrough back to back to back, which was like 270 something hours. I then played Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for like 170.
So good.
It's a great game. Probably my favorite game of last year. Like that was the game that it was like, or Persona's probably my favorite game. I probably had more fun playing Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I can understand that distinction.
Yeah, like because like just there and then something. I think then Mario Odyssey. I know that like I think it says my hour count is like 120. I think is what it says, or more on the Switch.
Super fun. Did you get all moons?
I got up to 6 something.
Yeah, I'm at like 550.
Yeah, like
now I just keep going back and poking like, hop around, get a couple.
Oh no, like I
got
to the point where I was like, oh, all right, let me look at this list. I have a list. I'm playing it at where my computer is, and I have a list. So all right, this is what I got to do to get these moons. And then it stopped becoming fun. I said, all right, I don't have to do this. Let me go play something else, and then I'll poke my head in every once in a while to try to find some moons. But like I was meticulously going, like I got all the amiibo stuff, then found out that I didn't have to buy a bunch of amiibos that I didn't want.
You end up just unlocking the stuff pretty much.
I found that out after I already had it. Like I got like day one, like as soon as you can do the amiibo scanning thing, I was scanning amiibo and had all the stuff and it had almost everything. Like I went crazy trying to find the wedding ones until somebody else I knew had them. I was like, all right, let me use your wedding set, and then
I got really lucky with that. I just randomly found Mario, randomly found Peach, and that was all I wanted because I had it they came out like the day before our wedding, 2 days before our wedding.
That's awesome, man.
I was like, I need to get these and have them like displayed at the rehearsal or reception.
Awesome.
It was really
awesome.
cool.
That was awesome. That's awesome.
Like the photographer took a picture of like Mario and Peach with like our rings sitting right next to them. It was really cool. And yeah, kind of getting into that, I kind of want to bring up like how that family aspect has kind of changed gaming for me. One of the main things, and like my wife Allison will probably not believe it, but almost every single game I get, I kind of think about like, okay, would Allison want to watch this? Would she want to play this? Would we be able to play 2-player with it? Would we be able to switch off controls? Like even the stuff she would never play, like a Final Fantasy, unless I force her. Like that stuff always goes through my head. Which is a nice feeling, because it's just like, okay, you're not in it alone.
Right.
And then I also got a 3-year-old now, and she actually like, I never forced it on her. So like she legit wants to play video games with me. So I ended up just recently buying the I was looking to get a new controller myself because my original PS4 controller is like shit. So I was like, man, it's gonna be those controllers are expensive, like $60. And I was like, you know what? Nah, like of those mini Hori controllers that are the plugged, the wired ones, and I was like, this is perfect for my daughter, so she can.
How does that work? Because I was thinking about buying that for my 2-year-old.
It's been working great. What's up? Yeah, it's been working really good. I actually like how it feels. Like, it is pretty small, so if you got big hands, it's probably not the best controller for you, but it's great for a kid. And my daughter can grab both the joysticks pretty much, and we've been playing Knack 2, and she's like, she uses the right stick just to dodge. That's how she moves around. But like, she plays it, man. She hops around, she punches goblins in the face, and it's awesome. So yeah, like that has definitely
kind of free. And still haven't played it at all.
It's a lot better than the first one, and I liked the first one.
I enjoyed the first one, but it was accidentally free. The full game was accidentally free on the Australian account, and I immediately like, oh, I have to. I rushed to it. I rushed to my PlayStation and created a brand new account to get.
I remember hearing something about that, but I thought I honestly thought it was fake.
Nope, it was legit, and I have it. I got my copy. I got the copy that is on my system. I know it works. The kids have played it. I just haven't looked at it. I was I got it. Now at some point I'll play it, or I'll buckle down and wait for it to be $10 and actually buy it. So it's all because I like to have everything centralized in one account. That's I have bought games, Japanese games, and then rebought them again in English, or just to make sure I like the centralized location. Thank you. We're tickling my throat. So yeah, so you said you were you didn't force her in a game. She kind of just picked it up through osmosis through you.
Yeah, that's what it seems like, you know. I guess there's little signs and stuff of me kind of easing it into her, because like, of course I'm a gamer, so of course I'd buy her, you know, stuffed animals and stuff that are like Yoshi and, you know, a Moogle from Final Fantasy and things like that. So then it's like, I think that did kind of help make her want to play games, because she'd see me playing this game and it's like, hey, wait, that's the thing that I got over here. And it's like, oh yeah, that's Yoshi, that's Sonic, that's Mega Man, you know. And I think that kind of made her want to be like, oh, well, what are you doing? Oh, can I try? Like, stuff like that. To the point where, like, yeah, she would just see me play and she'd just be like, okay, I'm going to pull out a controller and sit next to you, Dad, and start playing. With that being said, like, it also has made me kind of like, I'm the person that plays like goofy kid games anyway, or like nice games, but it does make me pause about like what I am playing at sometimes, and like the language and stuff. Like, the second my game starts like cussing, being like, hey, get the fuck out of here, so, like, I'm like, maybe I need to mute this or down, and maybe I should switch it to something else, you know.
I also do. I do that and then don't do that. I'm trying to get out of the habit of that, because I have older kids. I got little kids and older kids, and I'm trying with they're 8 and 9, and I'm trying to get them to like, I don't want the world to be shocking when they get there. I want them to understand. I want it to be eased into them. So I don't like I won't play Grand Theft Auto where I have to kill a hooker, but I also like if it is something like what do you call it game? Getting Up. Like, I won't not play that, because like there's language in there, and at some point they have to be exposed. Like, set smaller exposure. It's not a Dave Chappelle comedy special. Like, that's but it is exposing them.
It's not really abrasive. Like,
it
can be kind of gritty.
And I want them to understand real life. I want them to understand real life compared to being sheltered, and all of a sudden it getting, and then they become a prude and they kind of freeze up and not understand life. Like, I'm reading the Scott Pilgrim books with my 9-year-old. Like, because I'm like, oh, I want to expose her to, I want her to understand stuff. And I'm like, there's kind of a almost sex scene in like the first book. And I'm like, oh, what do I do? Do I like, so should I let her read it? I didn't freak out about it, you know, like, because I'm the overprotective dad, because I was a monster when it came to, like, I was very much a womanizer kind of guy when I was in like high school and stuff. Like, and I want my girls to see and understand themselves so they don't fall victim to those kind of guys.
Right.
So like I'm trying to because at some point, because if I'm gonna be overprotective to a point where I then push them away and they don't want to deal with that. Because right now they love me. I am their favorite. Like I'm not negating my wife, but I'm their favorite parent. The dumb stuff. I play the video games with them, and I was just like, "Hey, let's go do a dumb fun thing." Because
as a dad, that is like the scariest kind of subject. Like to balance, really. That's the good best word to balance, because
very much fusses and like, oh, no boys, no talking about boys. Like I was like, it made my blood boil thinking about them. Like, because my 8-year-old has for the past like this year and then last year had a crush on a different little boy that she liked, and I was like, oh, I was instantly angry and mad. And I wanted to punch a wall, but then like my wife
to punch an 8-year-old.
Yeah, I did. I was like, all right, what's his name? I know what his face looks like. I'm not the person. I don't want to go to PTA meetings, but I'll go now because I want to see what the little boy looks like. I want to see who I need to hate. But then I was like, then there was my wife had my 8, or she was 8 at the time, talk to me and say, well, hey, why do you like the boy? She said, well, because he's nice and sweet, and he reminds me of Daddy. I'm like, oh, I can't hate him now,
right.
Because like I've done a thing that I'm a good person, and then now she's looking for good people.
And that's one of the most important things.
That's the thing that you want to do. I'm like, oh, well, I can't hate them. I still don't like boys. I still don't want them to deal with anything boys, because little boys suck. And then I'm starting to ease up. I like mentally ease up of, hey, I can't be controlling, because those are the girls that wind up doing things before they're ready to.
Mm.
So there's this weird balancing act of not letting them run wild, but then trying to
have them make their own decisions.
Yeah, trying to learn who they are before, because I'm 32 and realize my sexuality. I don't want that to happen to them.
Yeah,
I don't want them to not know who they are for their entire life and make a bunch of bad decisions.
That's good. That's
like,
because my daughter's 3.
You have a little girl. Trust me, it gets really like, oh, you meet like you feel.
I can only imagine right now.
I feel tense all the time. Like my hands are shaking right now just talking about it, because I'm like, oh, even though I'm trying to break out of the habit of being that kind of dad, it's still a hard, like, oh, I see a thing and instantly get upset, or like every time, like, because also with reading the books with my daughter, we're then watching chunks of the Scott Pilgrim movie to compare, see how faithfully it went with the book. Like to see, so kind of like she likes the books, I like the books. Like, let's kind of dive into this thing and let's do, like, we're doing a book club. Like, we're doing a really cool thing. Like, what I at least think is a cool thing.
That you basically made me like wish you were my dad right now. So I mean, you're doing something right.
Yeah. So we're going through the thing, like that scene, the sex scene happens in the movie. I'm like, oh, so how am I supposed to handle this? How do I react? Do I like she's watching and she's just watching, not like going anyway, thinking like she doesn't seem to be thinking anyway. Again, I just look at her, I said, but no kissing. And because I don't want to say I don't want to say no boys, because that's the wrong behavior. But I'm like, no kissing, because you're 9 years old and you shouldn't be kissing anyone. I said, you can kiss daddy on the cheek. That's it.
Oh man, kids.
Oof, kids.
What about, because now you got a son?
So I have 2 sons now.
That's right. My bad.
Like, back to back. So my girls are are less than a year apart, and the boys are just less than a year apart. Like we had 2. We skipped a bunch of years, then had 2 more, like right on top of each other. And this was I have how
old are they? 2 and 3?
Yeah, 2 and 3, or they're 1 and 2. They are
Okay.
November, and the other are 8 and 9. And there is like a 3-day period where I have 2 kids that are not, or that I'll have 2 kids that are 9 this year, and then 2 kids that are 2, because everybody's birthday is right on top of each other in November. The overlap is so crazy that there's a half a week when everybody there's only 2 ages amongst all 4 kids.
Do we want to warn people about Valentine's Day?
So that is the thing that I would say: don't have sex on Valentine's Day, because babies.
It is
babies.
Shit's real. All right.
Yes, it is. Like it's like I was like, oh no, people don't get. No, I have 4 children with November birthdays
It's gonna
because
feel good in February. It's gonna feel a lot different in November.
it is because remember Christmas is right behind that, and after you do a bunch of birthdays, then you then have to do Christmas. Like if not for like dealing with the kids' sake, remember you won't have any money. Like you won't have any money until April. Like you're broke, realistically broke until you get a tax check back because you've spent because that's $3,000 easily.
Sex ed with cross-site chatter.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like so I have the boys now, and like I've gotten them into gaming. The 2-year-old loves video games. Like he has. I wish that I had the dad that I was to aim to him because he has an arcade stick. He's got like giving him a controller because I'm like, I said, I've got a new arcade stick. Oh, I'll give him this old because I'm not going to use it anymore. Right. I've got it upgraded when it new. So at 1 he was like banging around the old. He was like banging around with it and playing around with it. And now like he's pretty okay in Street Fighter. He's pretty okay. Like he loves video games. Like we went the other day and I happened to find out that one of the Targets near me had some of the Super Mario cereal. I was like, all right, buddy, we're gonna go to the store. Yeah, so I bought him, and he's like, it's Mar, because he does not say a lot of his multiple syllable words. He's just one syllable of them. He's like, it's Mar, it's Mar. Like he got so excited.
That's awesome.
Like, he really loves Mario. Like, he really loves Mario when he sees anything Mario or. Like if I'm flipping through, like if I'm clicking through YouTube stuff, or look, this is Mario. Like we have to watch the video if we see Mario because, like because he loves Mario. Like so got him into. He loves fighting games. He loves this. He loves that. Like he plays Super Mario Run on my phone, and like I paid the $10 just so he could play it because I had the beta thing. But then like he started beating levels,
and you're like, okay,
he was like
I get you the whole game.
I said, oh right, yeah, like he had made it through. I'm like, oh. All right, I guess I'm buying this now because he does that. He plays. He's not great at Puzzle Fighter on the phone, but he plays it and he understands the turning mechanic and getting the blocks together. Like he understands the gameplay loop of it.
That's awesome.
Like he's I love all my kids, but like he's just special because he's my first son. First son, yeah, he's very much little me. Like like in the good and bad ways, I can see that he's probably gonna have anxiety stuff because all kids do their thing with it where they have to have the security blanket, but he'll get up and he'll hold the thing for hours and he just sits there and doesn't want to be bothered with anybody. He just wants to sit there on my lap or in the chair with me, just hold his blanket because it makes him he feels better. So for good, bad, or worse, he's a tiny me and a whole lot of.
That's also like one of the scariest things about being a parent is when. It's so easy to see yourself in your kids, and then you start realizing, maybe the fucked up stuff about your own self, and being like,
right.
Oh, shit, like genetics is a real thing. Like,
I have a.
It's not easy to break yourself out of that.
Like, I have I was diagnosed last year with PTSD, and it was like authoritarian reactions, blah blah blah, a bunch of stuff. But the biggest part of it is I'm afraid of the police, like to a degree that shuts me down as a person. And like I've been going to therapy, trying to work past all this stuff. But like the other day, we went to meet my wife and all the kids went to Walmart, and my son saw a state trooper and kind of was like hiding behind me. And I'm like, oh no, I think I did that to him. Like, because I don't mess with the police, and so like, oh no, I did that to him. And I don't. He never sees me interact with the police or anything like. It's nothing that he's never seen me react to the police. But I'm like, he was instantly like, my wife was like, dude, what do you do? What have you done around? I'm like, I don't know. I've done like, it was just like, he literally like grabbed my leg and like slid around me to like kind of hide from and like stuck his, like he was hiding from the police. Now someone on the internet is going to watch this in archive and say, oh, it's because he's black. Ha 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 ha. I don't know. But that's weird. He was afraid of a person with a gun. So I don't know if it was the police thing or if it was a person with a gun, because I'm talking guns are bad.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was, he saw a gun and recognized the gun.
I mean, it could be a lot of things. Could be a lot of things.
He saw, from what it looked like to me and my wife, he saw a police officer and didn't freak out. Like he didn't cry and lose it, but he definitely said, "Oh, I should watch that guy, and I should stay
I
away
don't know
from
about this guy.
him. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. It was a weird thing. I was like, oh no, my anxiety and my thing is it's in there. It's a genetic. Like it's the best case study for is this stuff genetic or not? Because he doesn't know. He doesn't know to have that to be anxious about the police, or because he doesn't know he doesn't actively know what a police officer is. He knows the sirens because he's heard the sirens, and he calls them the woo-woo, like because he knows the sound.
Yeah, but it could just be instilled in him, sort of like it's not even.
I haven't had the conversation with him to tell him that stuff, but he's picked up on it.
The suit.
He picked up on it. He picked up on it in the street somehow. He was somewhere and he figured it out. He's smarter than I am, I guess.
I don't know. I thought I was going to ask something about.
And you were. I think there was one last thing I did want to say. You were talking about how I would wait, like you said, you have Allison. You think about Allison when you buy the games and you're going to play them. I tried to do that for a while because my wife, when we got together, she was like, "Oh yeah, I like video games." Like she says, "Oh, they're cool," but like she didn't realize that I love video games, like and what that actually means.
There's a big difference.
Like oh yeah, I like them. I think they're cool compared to no, like. You're probably gonna have. We have 4 kids. We kind of have 5 because I'm a big child. Like that kind of love.
You kind of don't understand what I'm saying.
And I didn't think I said, oh, she said she likes video games too. Yeah, like it's not the same thing. But then I have thought about, okay, I'm gonna buy this game because this is a thing we can do together. It doesn't require heavy focus because she will play like puzzle games like Tetris and stuff. But she has this weird thing where she cannot blink. If she's playing a competitive puzzle game, she cannot blink. So we'll be playing Puzzle Fighter on the PS3, or we'll be playing.
My eyes hurt.
I guess it'll be like tears running down her face because she hasn't blinked in 2 minutes. or you can see them start to crust over because they've dried out because again she has not blinked. She hasn't blinked. But then I'm like, okay, well let me find things that don't require intense focus like that. Like I got into really heavy buying all of the what do you call them? Telltale games because I said, oh, she can play this. These are the stories. Like she'll play the first episode of the thing with me, and she said, oh, we'll come back to it. And then I own every Telltale game, and I've only finished like 3 of them. I finished the first season of Walking Dead. I finished The Wolf Among Us. And actually, those are only 2 I finished. I made it about halfway through Borderlands because I was like, oh, I want to see where these end. And
Borderlands is so good.
Oh, yeah. And so I need to finish it. It feels like Cowboy Bebop, and I like Cowboy Bebop.
Mm. Yeah, I kind of know where you're getting at. The story ones are pretty much the only ones that we seem like we get around to and actually finished. Because those ones she'll sit there and actually watch. But to actually sit down and play stuff, it's like we play stuff every now and then, but nowhere near like I'm never gonna come home from work and she's playing my PlayStation.
I'll be honest. I would get an erection if that happened. That would make, there was a couple weeks ago, her and my oldest son were playing Gang Beasts because I was watching before the game came out. I was watching the Giant Bomb Unprofessional Fridays, and they were playing it. And
they had so much fun at that game.
The kids were having the kids were and laughing and enjoying. I said, oh, okay, I'm going to buy this right now. I'm going to buy this right now because the kids loved it so much. And now my son he sees the logo. He sees the logo. And he's like, yes, now. He wants to play Gang Beasts. So I was playing. I was going to play it. I was like, oh, I had to do something. And she started playing instead of me. I came out, I was just I didn't do the thing that I was supposed to do. I was just kind of watching her play Gang Beasts. Yeah. I love it. I wish she would play more video games because it is actually sexual to me. Watching her play a video game. Sure, she could touch me, but if she grabbed that joystick the right way, does so much more.
I mean, it's just that fact of
it's a thing.
It's something you're so passionate about, and then seeing your significant other take as a bigger interest in it, that is totally a turn on.
Absolutely.
I guess we should touch on these other topics because
Yeah, we probably should.
or else we will be here all night. We could
Yes.
totally do this all night. So basically, I wanted to ask you if there's things that you don't enjoy about games now that you've grown up. You've become an old man. Yeah, a spiteful, hateful old man. Are there things about games that you're like, God damn, I hate this shit. Why does it have to be like this? Why can't it be 1995 again? And on the flip side of that are there things that you've come to appreciate about games now that you totally wouldn't have gotten into before?
hate DLC. As
Hate
a person
DLC?
who hate it. I enjoy them supporting games after they've been released, but there's two sides of it. When DLC goes away, I'm a completionist. I want the entire package. I want the entire possible game. When DLC goes away or game stops being profitable or whatever, and they say, "Oh, we're no longer going to pay for these servers to hold this thing," and we know it goes away. Like or video game lawsuits. Like there was a hip hop karaoke game called
Get on the mic.
No. After that, it came out on the PS3. It came out on the PS3. It had like Drake, and it had a bunch of like. But Get on the Mic was awesome. I own.
Wasn't it just like Def Jam Rap Star or something?
Superstar? Yes, Rap Star. Yes, that one. So I was like, oh man, I bought the games, bought a couple of pieces of DLC. Said, oh, I'll buy some more later. The company ended up getting sued, and they pulled all the DLC down before I could buy it. And I was like, oh man, I wanted all of these. So like the company went bankrupt and they would bust. And it was like this, Terminal Velocity, the guys that made the Ghostbuster game, which they've had lots of bad luck because they made a good Ghostbusters game, and then it folded. It also folded. But so I was oh man, like the thought that I can no longer complete the collection. I can't have all of the things. Like in generations past, everything's in the box. Like I don't mind the premise of what DLC is, but the awful implications of when I can't buy this, or what if in the future I own all this DLC. Or I own I paid for the license for the DLC, but they've shut down the service. My hard drive crashes. I can't re-download this anywhere. Where is this stuff? It's lost to time now.
And then even beyond DLC, just like you said, music licenses and stuff like that. Like I bought Super Meat Boy on Vita, and I couldn't enjoy it because of the soundtrack, like being different. Because I played the original and loved that soundtrack, and it was a completely different game to me. I know that's petty.
I want no. It's because I won't buy. But I want to buy it on the Switch because I'm like, oh man, that'd be good. I did buy it on the PS4 and Vita, but I'm like, oh man, this is a bigger screen, and I now take my Switch everywhere with me. I would like to buy this on the Switch, but I'm like, I don't know if it's. I'm pretty sure it's the new soundtrack. Then I don't get the songs I want, so I haven't bought it, and I would love to play it again, but I'm like, man, I'm missing out on this music. Absolutely, because like I bought every piece of DLC for Dance Central on the Dance Spotlight, the one on the Xbox One.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, I can't miss it. Like, oh, I see that it's starting to go this way, and I don't want another Def Jam thing to happen to me. So I just bought it. I was like, all right, how much is this going to cost? Oh, this is going to cost me $300. All right, so every week for the next 8 or 9 weeks, I'm gonna spend $25. I'm gonna buy $25 worth of music. Because it was Harmon was going through a hard point, a Rock Band had just, the reissue of Rock Band had just failed, and a bunch of stuff that was happening. Like, oh, they may file for bankruptcy and all this stuff. I said, all right, so if they go bust within 4 months, I need to buy everything I can before they go bust.
And then even on top of that, you need to make sure you download it to your system and don't get rid of it, because if they take that stuff off and you wipe your memory or something, need some extra stuff. I'm in
that place. I've backed it up like twice because I'm like, oh, I'm worried about what happens in that instance. Because I love the premise of the games being supported. I love that. I'm not against games as a service, but the negatives of DLC because I'm a completionist. I want to have everything. I want to have the complete and utter package, like or just like the digital distribution as a whole. Like I own. There's lots of games that I buy when I am buying games. I'm like, oh man, I know that this game isn't going to last. This is a licensed game. This is this thing. I have to buy it now because it may not be there in a couple of months. Because like the Turtles, Mutants in Manhattan.
Time.
No, Turtles. Well, that also I have that. I have that is that is the first game I bought on my on the Xbox 360.
You lucky son of a bitch.
I have it. I have it there. Then they put a different version of it on the PS4. I have them both, or the PS3. I have them both. But they are Turtles, Mutants in Manhattan, the Platinum Games done one. I was like, oh man, I see what has been happening with Activision and their licensed games. They're gonna pull it down at some point. I have to I wanted it day one anyway, but I said, oh, I have to get this because if I don't, I may lose it. And then sure enough, they ended up pulling it up. I was like, oh, I should also buy it on Steam too, because Steam seems to be more solid than the PlayStation ecosystem when it comes to things for the future. And I didn't buy it. I did buy it on Steam, and now that they've taken it down, I missed it. Or there's like when it comes one other thing on the DLC, there's Fight Night Champions. It's Fight Night Champions. There is the version of young George Foreman is impossible to get. I bought the game. I bought all the DLC stuff, but the only way you could get young George Foreman was a promo code that was on the can of Gillette facial spray or facial shave stuff. I didn't shave. I didn't have facial hair to shave at the time. I didn't know. So then now, when I came to the game, when I came to buying all that stuff late, and like the game has been patched, so he's in the game. And there's an X over him. Like I can't pick him. So I can see that he's there. Wow. He's programmed in the game, but there's no way. I made phone calls. Way. I've tried to find I've even tried to go online to see if I'm willing. At one point I was willing to pay upwards of $100 to get George Foreman. Like I was on eBay years after it had gone away. Like, hey, let me find somebody. Let me buy somebody's code. I know someone has to have one. I was willing to pay money for a thing. I did the same thing with Sonic Generations. There was the Sonic Spinball bonus stage that I did because I didn't pre-order the game that I didn't come with. I ended up paying like $15 on eBay. So I have this now. I want to buy it because pre-order junk, because all the muck around all the pre-order stuff.
Let's just take a second to give a shout out to Fight Night Champion, because I fucking love that game, and I feel like nobody ever talks about how good that game was. I play the game
at least once a year because I'm like, oh, boxing. I miss boxing as a whole, not just like video games, but like I just love I like boxing. Compared to, I'm not really a big fan of UFC. I like boxing. There's something. I grew up watching like highlights of Muhammad Ali and like watching boxing. I'm like, oh man, it just holds a special weird place in my heart because of what it was. Well, like the once glory that it had. Like I was a kid during the Mike Tyson years when he was he was literally beating the life out of people.
Right.
Like I can guarantee you, everyone he fought in those first 3 or 4 years, his life was significantly shortened after fighting him.
He was a beast.
Yeah.
Fucking beast.
But yeah, Fight Night Champions. So love the game.
For me, like I definitely reflect a lot of that stuff you said in terms of DLC and digital content that's just kind of up in the air. You never know with licensing when it's going to come, when it's going to go. But like, I don't want to take away from the fact that I do love digital content. Like I love that everything can get stored together.
I buy all of my video games digitally. I don't buy a physical game anymore. Like I love the digital distribution loop, but it's like then when those systems eventually break down, or there's things that happen. Like at some point,
it's all gonna go away.
Yeah, and we will only have like, if I appreciate the people that are doing illegal things and archiving that stuff in a way that it can be played.
Yeah.
Because like there's the PlayStation Vita had the PlayStation Mobile stuff that you can't play anymore. Like it's not available. You can't download it. Like I have all of those games. I went through and bought all of the games that I wanted. I have them on my computer, but you have to have and I had to reset the had to wipe my system and start it over. There was a problem, and there's a license that you have to have that you can no longer download to play those games. I just can't. Like they're just gone. Like they're just gone. Like there's underhanded way. There's it had to ping us before you played any of those games. If it was offline, it would say must do whatever to play. Like you had to ping a thing before you could play those games. And there's just I paid money for them, and they're just lost to time now because like a lot of those games have come out. Like Super Crate Boy is on Steam. Gunhouse that just came out on Switch and on I believe PS4. Its first home, I bought it for $2 on the Vita because before it was there first. It was on this PlayStation Mobile thing, and I can't play it. I'm glad that I came out and I bought it again because I was like, oh man, I really enjoyed that game. But I had it and I couldn't play it, and I was like, I saw it, and the instant I see another one of those games, I buy them. Like it's a lot of games just buy them because I want to make sure I get them in another place. I want to have it in multiple places because if this storefront shuts down, I don't want to lose.
It's over. But now the same thing will happen eventually.
It'll happen somewhere else. But those things are archived better in other places like PC or the Vita now, I guess, because you can just rip them. Like, it's kind of exhilarating. Like, I don't like that they hacked the Vita because like I was one of the people who supported it and like paying money for it. But I love that like from a sheer archival point, like those games will never be lost now.
Yeah,
there will be a way to play those games,
no matter what.
Yeah,
like it's in the end.
You can't buy. There's no way unless you find a physical copy, and there were few and far between of Michael Jackson's the Michael Jackson dance game on the Vita. Like there's no way to have it. Like there's like the physical copies aren't out there like they were. I never bought the game because when there was not exploit, but again with the stuff on the PSN, it was really iffy. I downloaded the demo and it was a full game, but it doesn't unlock trophies. So every time I play the game, it re-gets every trophy. I play a lot because I really love Michael Jackson. I love to listen to those songs and tap along with it because it feels, because Michael Jackson is good.
Yeah. That's weird. That's weird that it's like the whole game.
Yeah, it's just the whole game, and like every time it'll when I look at the trophy list, it'll say, oh, you unlocked this trophy this date. But if I update and look at anywhere else with my trophy, you look on the PlayStation 4, it's not there. It doesn't show up. But it's a weird thing. But there was like there was a couple games like that. I went on a spree where I downloaded every demo every demo because like at this point there was that. There was like a couple other games that just the full game's unlocked. Okay. So I was like, oh, let's just go. This is like a year after the Vita was out. Every game that I didn't even care about, I was like, let's just download them all and see which ones stick. And I got like 2 or 3 games through that process. Like Asphalt Injection, a bad racing game, but it was free.
And you can't argue with free.
Right.
One of the things it's not even necessarily in the games related to, but like something that comes to my mind is maybe like a recent thing that's been happening with the internet is like one thing that really aggravates me is just people bitching and complaining about like how developers make their game. And I'm specifically calling out like Cuphead's difficulty. Like
that is annoying. That is
really aggravating. Because it's just like this self-entitled bullshit that people have, where it's like for some reason people think everything should be for everyone, and I don't believe that's true. Like, not everything has to be for you.
I agree that I appreciate the difficulty, but as a person who can no longer take, I can no longer take difficult games sometimes. There's some games like, oh man, this is way too difficult, and I would like to see the end. I would like to see where this ends up. Like, I still haven't seen. I like the first half of Cuphead. I went through all the bosses and did them on the regular setting. But like the back half of the game, I was like, all right, let's go simple. I want to fight these bosses, and then I got to the end and was like, oh. I can't beat the game. I can't fight the dice guy because I didn't beat the regular. Oh, And then like I was like, oh man, I want to see the end of this. I can't see it. Like I've seen videos of that amazing boss fight where he's just kind of spawning in, where like all that cool stuff. I can't have that fight because I'm not good enough. And actually, I could probably be good enough at some point, but every time. So my 2-year-old loves Cuphead. He loves it. Like when the loading screen, the guy and the hourglass is flipping, he stands in front of the TV, he jumps every time he jumps. And when the game starts and they start singing, he stands in front of it, he swings his arm, or he puts both of his arms on his hips, and he does what Cuphead and Mugman do. Like he really loves Cuphead. But then I'll play it, and like I'll start to get frustrated enough to where I'm going to start cursing at the TV. I'm like, all right, I got to cut it off. And then he gets mad at me, like, oh, Dad! Like he gets upset. Like,
play more.
I want to keep watching. I'm like, no, son, I can't because it's making me angry. And I'm gonna throw this PlayStation. I'm gonna throw this Xbox controller. I'm like,
And I'm not saying that reaction is invalid. You could be that. I just I don't like when people feel
but I would also never go on the internet and condemn Cuphead for being too hard and say, oh, they shouldn't make this game unless they can make it for everyone. Because
that's what I'm saying. Like
I would not
get that vibe from
I'm
you.
not in the brigade of like, cause I enjoy it. I'm like, oh man, I like this. This is hard, and one day I may be good enough to finish it. But if not, so what? Like I'll play another game. There's other games that are very similar to Cuphead that I can play and have those same feelings.
Like I just feel like at a certain point you're getting to like taking it to extremes. It's like, so I should be getting mad at this puzzle game because it's not allowing me to shoot people. Like why can't Tetris let me shoot people? I'm getting really frustrated. Why aren't they making this game for me? Like I know it's taking it to the extremes.
I might like a Tetris game that you can shoot.
I might too.
Like if
I'm just saying, if a developer wants to make
every line you clear, you get a bullet, and it's like
then you can shoot one line.
There you go. It's so if 100 Tetraminos jump out of an airplane and land on an island.
Okay, and
every line and every person you clear, you drag their body, and you drag their body, eliminate a line, and then you get ammo. I might be down for that. That's all I'm saying.
That lets you take out the other 98 of them. I'm liking this.
I might be sold on this version of Tetris. I like it.
How's your Unity skills?
Oh, they're bad. I have that free version of Unity, so I'm bad at it. I am bad at it.
What about on a more positive note, stuff you like about games that you didn't when you were younger? I would honestly just say I'm way more open to games. Like I mean, when I was younger, and then when I was a kid, like I wasn't very into puzzle games or even RPGs and stuff. And then like Final Fantasy kind of changed that for RPGs. But in the end, just I'm way more accepting of games. Like I've gone back and played like King's Quest games and like very text focused games, and I think I'm just way more open and accepting of different all types of stuff. And that's kind of, I think, just the mentality I take with me in the world is like I want to experience as much of what's out there as possible, and I don't want to like just condone myself and look at one certain thing.
I have always been open to game. Like I'll play any game. Like you put a game in front. Like there was a point when we were battling for trophies. Almost a decade ago. I feel like a decade ago.
I know. Like I know that you play anything.
Like I was like, oh, I was like, all right, what's the easiest platinum trophy to get? It was Hannah Montana, the movie, the game.
You were a PlayStation whore.
Yes, I got that game to play, and so it wasn't me playing the game for me. I then sat my 3 and 4 year, I think the 2 and 3 year old daughters on the couch and said, hey, we're playing this game because I couldn't be me playing Hannah Montana, but I could be playing it for the kids. And actually, like towards the end of it, I ended up enjoying it. Like it was a lot of dumb party games. Like, oh, this is kind of fun. I think I rode a horse and jumped over a thing once, or I may have brushed a horse. I'm not sure, but like I had platinumed the game and then played it for like 20 more minutes, and then continued to play it. It was like there was something that was like, oh, you should play this thing. But at the same time, one of us played Where the Wild Things Are.
Hey,
you call that game, and I was like, oh man,
okay.
I don't.
And I didn't get a platinum, so there. I was trying.
You were kicking my teeth in with platinum trophies. Like you still have more platinums than I do. But like my trophy level is more because I was just buying games and playing them.
Yeah,
let's buy everything.
Load of games.
Like, I have too many games. Like I have so many games that when I try to download games on my PS4, when I buy them digitally, it says, "Oh, an error has occurred," and then it takes like 5 minutes before the game pops into my library so I can download it.
I'm pretty sure you have more bronze trophies than I have like total all trophies.
Most likely because I was just like, oh, let's buy this game, let's do this fun. Because I was like, oh, I don't really care about like that's another thing that I don't like is the trophies because they take me out of enjoying the game itself. Because I'm like, oh, if I leave them on and I check them every time it goes off, which gets really disorienting when you're trying to do it in VR.
Yeah,
but like it's a weird thing. But the
I've
thing
kind of gotten away from it too.
Like I'm very much going to I'm trying to maybe this year gonna try to turn off the notifications so I don't see them. But I do like when it pops up. It's like, oh, what is the thing I did? What is this? What gave me that trophy?
Right. What award did I get?
Like I like to know the weird thing. Like if I do, especially if it was a weird thing. If it wasn't, oh, you beat this chapter or you did this thing. If it was a weird thing, I enjoy that because I'm like, oh man, let's find all the weird trophies. Let's find the trophy where I will then go and try to do exclusive trophies. Like I'll go into an open world game and say, all right, where's the tallest building? I know if I climb the tallest building and jump off, there's a trophy.
I'll get a trophy.
Like let's find the trophies that are weird and don't really make sense for game progression stuff. But I'm like, I'm sure that this thing is a trophy. Like but the thing that I like, I'm glad to be alive in the time of VR.
Oh yeah,
VR is my favorite thing now. It's one of my favorite. Like I was always like, oh man, I want VR like this. But like now, within the past like 2 months, that might have been because I was going through personal issues and a bunch of stuff. But I played more VR in that 2 months than I played the entire previous year and a half that it was out. Like every day, I was playing at least 3 hours of VR.
That's a lot.
Yes, I was like, yep. I thought all the kids are in the bed or whatever. Pulled it on a headset. Like I finished Super Hot, and the only game that I won't play in VR currently is Super Hypercube.
Why?
Because I can't attain. Like every time I look at your high score, it taunts me. I look at it and it makes me angry. Like I'll try to say, oh man, I want to play Super Hypercube. I put it on. I look at your high score. I then take the helmet off and then back out of the game. So quit. Nope.
I feel like I haven't played it since I got that high score because I think after I got it, I played like 2 more times and got nowhere near it. And I was like, this is impossible for me to ever touch again.
Like, yeah, I was like, oh, like, and I like it. I enjoy the game thoroughly, but I was like, oh man, every time I look at the high score, I'm like, fuck Austin.
I was really hoping you would beat it because that would push me to keep playing that game.
Like the time that I got my highest point was I got there by luck. Like I was just kind of like I was tuned all the way in. And just it happened, and I didn't I can't do it again. Like I don't see myself being able to even come near because I haven't been able to come near. I'll make it halfway at best. But like I've been like on the VR tip, I just love it. Like it's something about being immersed in this world and look around. And and also I have the benefit. I don't get motion sickness. I don't get the VR. I don't get any of those weird things. I actually want to throw up. I want to find a game that like pushes me to throw up. Or to feel away. Like I've come close like 2 or 3 times. Like the game Riggs.
The demo for Riggs made me sick at halftime, and I had to stop.
Oh no!
I didn't throw up, but I was like, I can't do this. I don't.
I put it on, and like the first, I played like 3 rounds back to back. Then I took it off. I was like, oh, I don't think I should do that again. But then
that was like the only game that did that to me. I
then did it again and again and again and again, and now I'm used to it. I can play the thing for 2 hours straight. And did one time. Like I
think it's definitely a thing you can train yourself to.
Yeah.
So for anybody out there who feels like, oh, I've been sick, I don't want to do VR, just do it a lot.
Unless you have legit motion sickness, because like there are people that have motion that like can't like I can be on both. Like nothing actually bothers me with that stuff. So that's what I've been playing. I was what's the name of that game? Polybius.
I need to play that.
Oh, that game is amazing because it is super fast and like it's the thing that I'm like, oh, this is probably the thing that's gonna kill. Like it's so good and I enjoy it so much. I was like, oh, I'm gonna let my kids play it. I said if they have a seizure, this is the thing that'll do it though. Like this is how we find out. This is how we find out if they have epilepsy because if they have a seizure, I know they have epilepsy because like it moves so fast and it's doing a lot of things and like it's like when I take it off, I feel like I've done acid. Like it's just this experience that like it's very overwhelming. It doesn't make me sick or anything, but like I feel like
you've just
I feel like I've done drugs. Like that's how it feels. It's this weird, super realized like because it's a tunnel game. It's one of those Tempest kind of games where there's a lot of vector graphics flying at you, and the more you move, the more things you pick, the more cows you kill, the more things you do. It moves faster and faster and faster and faster, and then you hit this point of euphoria where things are blinking and like it should have killed me already. And the fact that it hasn't lets me know that I'm all right. But yeah, it should. I would warn anyone that want like because I've played it in because it's playable non-VR. If you've played like I say you should only play it in VR, but I understand people who can't because it is like because that's not the real experience in VR. Like it feels the only game like it feels better. Like a lot of people like Res in VR. I think it's better than Res in VR, and I really liked Res.
I know you said that, and I was like, oh, I don't know. Res is my favorite thing.
So like Res is really good in VR, and like especially what they do with the Area X and like it's the stuff.
Okay, you're throwing these big claims out here. So
like it's really good.
Let me ask you straight up, what is your favorite VR game? Favorite VR experience? Go.
Super Hot.
Super Hot. Super Hot.
Like my favorite, like because there's other things like there's other really good ones. I like what do you call it? What's the Job Simulator? I
Expect You to Die.
I just finished that for the first time.
I need to finish it. I've only gotten like to the third.
So yeah, I buckled down and finished a bunch of VR games. I finished that. I finished the Batman thing. I said, let me finish all of these games that I bought and haven't made it all the way through because I was just buying a lot of stuff. No, just buying stuff and it was too much to keep up with. So I said, oh, this is an hour, this is an hour, this is a couple hours. Let me finish all of them. But then but like I'll play anything. Like if it's gonna be like I'll play. I can't think of like a VR experience I've had. It's bad. Oh no, yes I can. It was something with bananas.
Ace Banana.
Yes, it's a bad game. Like it's
don't buy that.
If I got it for free, I wouldn't. Like I played it now, but if I got it for free, I would play it. Oh, I'm not gonna play this again and delete it because right now it is currently as a person who has I have a 4 or 6 gig hard drive plugged up to my PS4. I refuse to play that game. I refuse to. I have the space. I have a space available for Ace Banana to be there. I will not put it up. I guess I said nope. I'm not gonna play this ever again. Delete.
This can come off the servers, and I will not care.
Yeah, I'm fine with this. Like I even downloaded it again. So maybe I was being harsh on it. Maybe because like it just felt like bad tracking and bad. Like it just didn't feel good.
Right.
And I said, oh, maybe I changed the room setup. I moved my TV and a bunch of stuff into a separate room, which is bigger. I said maybe this because a bunch of other games felt better.
Mm.
And I was like, okay, so maybe it was just tracking. Nope, still plays like garbage.
All right. Let's start wrapping this thing up.
Yeah.
Let's quick leave folks with a couple tips. You know, it's because I'm sure there's plenty of people in our position. There's plenty of people who are going through life, who did just get married, who did just get a house, who are like, man, I'd love to play video games, but I can't, or it's hard. How can I? Or it's not as fun as it used to be. I don't know what's going on. Like, you got any advice for those people?
Don't be afraid to take a break and
yes.
play the things you like. You don't have to play like we were talking. You don't have to play everything. Like there was like I wanted to be part of all the conversations and do all the fun stuff and talk about and when someone talks about a game to know what's happening. But play the things you like. Play what you want to play.
Yeah, at a certain point when you don't have all the time in the world anymore, like you kind of do. It's beneficial to kind of find your niche and find the things that you really enjoy and not worry about everything else. If if you like Destiny and you got a couple people that play Destiny, just focus on Destiny and have a good time. You know, yeah, that's something I would definitely say too. Go ahead. You were still going.
That's literally it. Just focus on things that you like. You don't have to be a part of the grand, because now you can watch someone else play the game. The most wonderful thing happened. People stream and play games for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can watch someone else play the game and get almost all of the. Like I have a female friend that I work with. She can't she has motion sickness and stuff, so she can't play first person perspective games. But I was like, but you have to experience Portal and Portal 2. Like you have to know who GLaDOS is. You have to know why the cake is a lie. Like this is, and like she can watch them. She can watch them and enjoy them and love them, but she can't play them because they make her sick.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea too. It is, like you said, you can watch people play games now. So if you feel like you're kind of alone in this and you don't have anybody to really talk to, like watch a couple streamers, get a couple streamers. Hey, I'm streaming ASAP Beef. Yeah, ASAP B3, yeah. But yeah, you can find people like that, and in the chat room, like most people want you to chat, and that's how you can kind of like build some friendships and talk with like-minded people and stuff like that. That kind of goes a long way.
Not everybody's like Brian, who doesn't check the chat at all.
And on the flip side of that, like kind of like me and talking about is, don't necessarily, if you do have a wife who is likes games, like don't force it on them. Like it's gonna end badly. Like don't think, if you're as passionate about games as we are, like that passion isn't going to reflect in everybody else around you, and that's fine. All right. You might be able to find a couple cool games, but there's no point in trying to force that passion on somebody else.
And understand, if they're going to accept this flaw that we have to play video games, they're probably all right people. You should ease off. You should ease off of them, because yes, I'll just say that. Yes. If they accept you for them, don't push it on them, but also like realize that they're accepting you for who you are. You should probably accept them for who they are.
Absolutely. Exactly. Yep. So yeah. Other than that, let's really leave everybody with just a couple things that we are excited about, upcoming stuff. I don't know. I'd love to do this again if we got back in kind of a. I think we were doing this like once every month or something.
Yeah, then we fell apart for like a year and a half, or maybe two. I don't even know the time. I don't know the time anymore. I just live.
But I'd love to get back and start doing this every month, or at least more than every 2 years or whatever.
Right. Agreed.
But,
I agree.
But some of the upcoming things that we're excited about, I'll start off. I'm fucking excited about Labo. Nintendo Labo. I think that thing looks super cool, super awesome. I've been on Twitter shouting praises about it left and right. Yes, I know it's just cardboard, but it's so much more than that. What do you think about it?
Maybe I need to watch the trailer again, because like it hasn't clicked. I'm like, oh, this is cool.
No.
This is cool, but like I don't know. Like I don't know. As a person who has kids who write on everything and tear up everything, I'm like, oh man, this is gonna go real bad. I'm gonna spend money, and I'm not gonna have it past the week, I guess.
That is something to take away from it. If the kids aren't ready for it,
and that's my worry.
Very quickly. I don't know. I couldn't help but like just picture like myself as 8-year-old, 10-year-old Austin, and just like flipping my shit. And I've talked to like Brian and Will and stuff about it. It's like I don't necessarily even think Labo is for me right now, and that I'm even going to be playing with those cardboard controllers all the time as a 29-year-old guy. But like little kid me, mind blown I thought it was the coolest thing.
I see the allure in it, and whenever someone 3D prints makes the things in 3D print where I can just slip where they're plastic and they're more sturdy, and I can then slip the things into it. Sold. It's just
but that's the thing. You're not building it. Then there's magic in that.
But so we will build it and then it'll break, and then like, oh, I gotta then get a cardboard box and go on a website and figure out how I'm going to recreate this thing that's not going to come out how it's supposed to come out. And it's the practical thing in my head, like, oh man, when this goes down, when this becomes bad, because initially I thought Nintendo would replace the cardboard for free, because there was confusion about what
there were some reports, but it's like, no, they'll give you the blueprints for free.
Yeah, that's what I was like, oh, well,
if you have cardboard around your house,
which I do, I buy a lot of things on Amazon. I have the cardboard, but I suck it unsupervised. Like, if I have to make the judgment calls myself, I suck at that kind of thing.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not going to say it's a guaranteed success. I think it's got potential.
No, I think it's a success. I just think I think I'm in the place where my kids will destroy it before it can be before it can be fun. Before it can continue to be fun.
I'm also really excited about Celeste, and if you're watching this live, which doesn't look like anybody is, anyway, Celeste comes out tomorrow, January 25th, and that is a 2D platformer where you're a little girl and she climbs a mountain, and she got air dashes, and I love air dashes and wall climbing, and that shit's right up my alley.
I'm a fan of all of those things.
It's made by the designer of Towerfall, so it kind of still has that art style too. That kind of like, I don't know, if you've played Towerfall, you know that art style. It's kind of got a specific 8-bit, 16-bit kind of style, 12-bit style.
Right in the middle.
Yep. And then the Yakuza 6 is a little further out, but that's in March. I'm really excited about that. Can't wait. Shout out to Homer 2K, because he reserved it for me for a wedding present.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I'm can't wait, man. And
I still have to finish Zero. I haven't, like, I was like, and I'm enjoying it and loving it. It's just like at some point I was like, oh, something just fell apart for me. Something just felt like gaming. Like I started playing more VR stuff, and I thought, oh, then I kind of just fell out of it. I need to finish it.
Definitely do it. I liked Zero. I think I liked Kiwami more, which is the remake of the original.
I was worried that was going to be too old fashioned, and that was why I still hadn't bought that one.
I mean, it's not like an up-res, they completely redid it, so it's built with like the Yakuza 0 engine. They fixed a lot of stuff. The combat's a lot smoother than the original game was.
Because that's the thing. That's my thing. I was worried about. Oh, this is going to feel like a PS2 game. I don't want to play PS2. I don't want to play games that feel like PS2 games. I don't mind playing PS2 games, but like
it totally feels like Zero.
It feels clunky. Oh, then okay, I'm sold it.
In which I will straight up tell you, like, I feel like even Zero, I feel like those games kind of automatically feel a little bit older. Well, like I feel like those are
there are very Japanese. There are very Japanese sensible things that those games do. Like they play like how the original Dead Rising games play. There's like there's a
stiffness to it. Yeah.
Yes, and that's why I understand that. I'm fine with that. I like that aspect of some of those games. But it's just like I was like, oh, I don't want to play. Like, as a person who tried to get into Yakuza series on the PS2, I was like, oh, this is kind of rough. Like, as a person who tried, like, who hated Shamu and then tried to play Yakuza, oh, I like this, but this is kind of rough, and can never get in and can never fully get into it. Then,
yeah, looking forward to that. There's babies in it, Dad, so it fits the theme.
Right.
And then just for me, lots more streaming. I will be on Twitch a lot. That's still the plan. So as long as I don't get yelled at by the wife, I will be streaming as much as possible. So come watch, come play games, and chat with me about them. What about you?
I am looking forward to Dragon Ball Fighters.
Ah, yes.
Let's
I
see.
hear you are a fan of the Dragon Ball Fighter.
I'm a fan of
The
the source
series.
material. I am a Dragon Ball nut. Like I love it, and then like I've got my 2-year-old walks around the house and he does Kame ha. He blasts at me like we have like we're Dragon Ball fans in this house. So like I'm just really excited to, and he likes fighting games. So I'm really excited to play with him and have him play a game and
That's gonna be cool.
play a Dragon Ball game and hear the sounds and understand it and all this and see a cool thing. But also, I just really like what our system does with fighting games. Like I love the Guilty Gear games. I love what specifically what they did with a Revelation, Xrd, all of those. And
Yeah.
it's that same engine. This is that same game. And it's just Dragon Ball, which was the first thing I thought of when I saw the Xrd game. And also, oh man, I would love it if they applied Dragon Ball to this. And then they did it.
But it
Like,
totally, I mean, like they totally did make it their own too. Like there's
Yes.
plenty of systems, plenty of like Dragon Ball specific stuff in it. So it definitely is like they took the core of Guilty Gear and what that was and definitely expanded on it and applied it to the Dragon Ball universe.
I played the beta. I enjoy the beta. I am ready for the game. I'm also looking forward to Monster Hunter Worlds.
Same day.
Right, which I can't buy. I can't get them both. I can't get them both at this moment because I won't play. Like I'll buy Monster Hunter and then not play it immediately. So I'm just gonna wait on that one. But I'm very excited about it because I've been trying to get into Monster Hunter for a long time, for a really long time. Then I was like, man, I don't think I like those games. And then the Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne games came out. I said, oh man, these are kind of those games like where like everything is deliberate and like except for there's no monster harvesting. Yeah. But like I said, okay, I want this game now that I played the beta and it's okay. I think this is the one. This is the time that I get into it because this is my last try. Like I want it because like I can't keep plunking down. Like I bought it on the Wii U. I was like, oh no, I bought it on the Wii. Like try. I was like, oh, I want to like it, but this is the game that I bought on the Wii U. And I keep buying it on the 3DS. Like every time they put out a new one. Oh man, I want to like these games, but I'm just not. They're missing something. And playing this one feels like the one that I want. So hopefully this is it. And if not, I just can't do it anymore.
I can't put myself through this anymore.
Yeah, then I'm looking forward to Night in the Woods or Night in the Woods on the Switch. It's coming to the Switch, and I'm very excited because last year when it was coming out, everyone was giving it great praise. I was like, oh man, I want to play that. But I would like to take it somewhere. I would like to have it on the go. It feels like a book. Like from what they're saying about it, it feels like something I want to be able to like sit in a corner and kind of take in and not have to have on TV. So they're putting it on the Switch. I'm sold. Then also Dissidia Final Fantasy NT whatever other subtitle things on it. Like because I used to love those games on the PSP, and it's a new one of those. So sold.
Yeah, I honestly was a little disappointed in the beta, so I don't.
I was also, but I'm like, man, I enjoy these games, and then I went back and played Dissidia 2 on my Vita because it's available to play on the Vita. I was like, oh man, yeah, I like this. I said maybe it's just me not having the full game and playing through story and having all that good stuff. Yeah. But I'm like, oh man, I went back. I said I felt the same way. I said, man, this beta doesn't feel right. Something feels off. But then I went back and played the old game. I said, yep, I still like these. I still like this type of game. Okay, I'm so.
For me, it's just being Final Fantasy guy. It went from being like a game where I was like, maybe I'll buy it day one to like, no, I might hate this game, but I'll still buy it when it's.
Yeah, I'm also not gonna buy. I'm not gonna buy day one because I'm trying to force myself to stop buying games day one that I don't absolutely have to have. And like but also, and I know I'm gonna sink an extreme amount of time into Dragon Ball, and there's a bunch of DLCs that I have coming up, and have stuff that I got to do. So I'm like, I know that I'm going to do those other things. I'm going to wait on that, but I'm very excited about it, and I probably not wait. I'll probably say, oh, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and buy it. It's probably going to haunt me. I'm going to say, oh, well, here's some money.
I'm really excited for you to play Night in the Woods. I want you to tell me about it when you play it, because going back to that game, I think Night in the Woods has like some of the best characters. Like,
so, and that is what everyone is saying. And I'm like, oh man, I'm really excited. I want to play this. I want this. It feels like, from everybody's description of it, it feels like a Stand By Me kind of, like like a coming of age kind of story.
It's kind of a coming of age story. It's kind of just like it's
I'm also
so strange because it deals with characters and like places and types of characters that don't get any show on anything, like movies, games, TV, whatever. Like the location that it's in is like a kind of like a, not a rundown town, but just like a town that's kind of been left behind. Like there's no, like the internet isn't really a big thing. I think there's like one cell phone tower or something. And it's like,
wow.
And that's kind of what happens to some of these rural, like Midwest places. Like they're kind of being left in the dust.
Yes.
And the characters kind of like got to deal with that, but then also just their own personal lives, you know, like there's gay characters, there's characters that deal with like mental, you kind of say they deal with mental illness, or you might say maybe that's just with stuff that they're going through, you know. It's really interesting, and then none of it's shoved down your throat.
I'm very excited. Like I've heard nothing but wonderful things, and I'm like, oh man, I really want this game for a story. Like I would love to. That's why I'm like, man, I need it portable, because I would love to sit in a corner at a coffee shop and this be the thing that I'm doing instead of reading a book.
Mm-hmm. And you're lucky because the DLC update is automatically going to be on the Switch.
Oh, sweet. Awesome.
Which they patched that in to the other versions, I think like mid-December or something. And I've been wanting to play it again ever since that, because I'm not sure what it really adds, but I think it just adds a couple more like chapters and stuff.
That's cool. See? Yay me. I waited. Yay.
All right. Any last thoughts?
I got nothing. I'm going to, hopefully we do this again soon so I can, have this outlet for it.
Yeah.
I miss these. I miss talking to people about video games and expressing my video game feelings instead of expressing them as a nerd talking to a podcast. Oh yeah, man, that's a good name for a YouTube thing.
Nerd talking podcast.
Not a nerd talking to a podcast. Oh, that's a real good. I might have to tag that for later.
Write that down. All right, man. Then thanks for watching. Anybody on the YouTubes and all that stuff, we appreciate it. Drop us a comment if you want us, maybe a comment for another topic, something like that.
Absolutely.
Thoughts on what we discussed today, and that's pretty much going to wrap it up. You want to say goodbye, I guess?
All right.
Or where people can get you at?
I am the Prophet. If you would like to reach me, I have two places. You can either hit me up on the Dullard TV Twitter. I'm Dullard TV on Twitter, Facebook, and all those things at DULLARD TV. Or if you use the acronym that I'm all about, it's down, up, left, A, right, down. Or you can hit me up on my personal Twitter, which is just, again, me screaming at clouds a lot of the times. Making a Profit. PROPHET. It's play on words.
Awesome. And you can pretty much find me at Aesop Beef, AESOP B3EF. Pretty much everywhere. I don't want to say everywhere, but like all basic stuff like Twitter, PlayStation, Twitch. Yeah. I don't have an Instagram and all that stuff.
I have a bone to pick. I tried to make a Dollar TV PlayStation account, but apparently the word Dulla, DULLA, is a drug reference, so they don't let you you can't have Dullard on the PlayStations.
Oh, that's lame.
Like I can't even, in like my about thing, I can't even say Dullard TV because it'll block it out. So I had to put like youtube.com/DULL space ARD TV.
What if you did DU // ARD?
But then we're just savages at that point, right?
I mean, yeah, but all right, man. I think that'll wrap us up. Cut it. All right.
Bye. Hasta luego.
Thanks for joining us. And have a good night to everybody.